Welcome to our essential guide on leveraging official GMAT Focus resources to propel your test preparation journey forward. This video is tailored to demystify the process and maximize your performance by directly addressing three critical questions. How many relevant questions do official resources provide? We break down the numbers, giving you the exact measure of the relevant questions available to you in verbal, quant, and data insights to ensure that you know exactly what to expect. Number 2, how can you purchase and access the official content? Step by step, we're going to guide you through the process of navigating MBA.com to purchase the official guide, the official review books, as well as the practice platform questions that are essential to your preparation. Number 3, how to utilize these resources to maximize your performance. We delve into strategies for making the most of these resources, from custom quiz creation to utilizing medium and hard difficulty level questions in order to build your skills and do test readiness. By the end of this video, you'll have a concise roadmap for understanding, accessing, and utilizing these precious official resources to not just prepare, but excel in your GMAT Focus Edition test. Let's unlock these strategies to elevate your preparation and confidence. Hi, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the official content that is available for you on MBA.com so that you can prepare for your GMAT Focus Edition test. Now, the first category of content is definitely the mock exams. Again, this video is not about the 6 mock tests that are available to you. This video is about the non-mock content that is there. Okay. Now, this non-mock content comes in 3 different categories, and let me talk about each one of those. The first one is the official guide, which right now you have the 2023-2024 edition. This official guide contains questions in all the 3 subsections: verbal, quant, and DI. Okay. Then the second category over here is the official guide review. Now over here what you have is, again, each one of these verbal, quant, and DI has separate review books, OG review books, which have the pertinent content. Okay. Then the third one is called the official practice. Okay. That is your third resource. Now, one thing to understand is that each one of these 3 resources has independent question bank, which means that if you have a question over here, that question will not appear in the official review, that question will not appear in the official practice. Likewise, if you have a question that is over here in the official practice, you're not going to see that question over here in the OG review or in the OG 2023-2024. Okay, so these are non-overlapping sets of questions, non-overlapping sets. Okay, so that is a good information to have. So, right? Now, how is it, now what's the distribution of questions? But before that, I'm going to tell you where is it that you can access all this information from. So I'm going to show you MBA.com website here. So what you see over here is, right, so you have the, so if you went to, so let me just show you the navigation over here. So you go to MBA.com and you click on GMAT Focus Official Prep, Shop Prep. Now here what you see are all the products, and I'm going to click on all over here. What you see are the official guide. This is the official guide, the source number 1. Then what you see over here is official GMAT Focus Official Practice. This is source number 3. And what you see here is Data Insights Review. This is the source number 2 that I talked about, the individual packets for DI, quant, and verbal. Okay, so these are all the three individual sets. Okay, and then what you have is, again, the official practice, as I talked about, and then you have all the mock tests. Right, so all of this is part of your, is available on MBA.com. Okay, now the next question that I'm going to answer is that what's the number of questions that you have in each one of these sources. So let's talk about that. Now I'm going to particularly talk about two difficult. So all the questions in these sources are split into difficulty levels: easy, medium, and hard. Okay. Now, easy questions are really used for familiarity purposes. Okay. So, but in order for skill building, I would not really recommend using easy questions. For skill building, really it's the medium and the hard difficulty level questions is what you should be using. So my focus is going to be completely on the count of medium and hard questions that are available to you in each one of these sources. Okay, so let's talk about verbal first. In verbal, in all the three sources, again, if we combine medium and hard difficulty levels, you have a total of 486 questions, almost equally split between CR and RC. Okay. Now, in quant, you have only problem solving. Again, in medium and hard, you have a total of 332 problem solving questions. In DI, again, in medium and hard only, you have a total of 416 questions. Now, how these questions are split amongst the four different question types, let's talk about that. About 40% of questions are DS, okay, for the right reasons. Another 12% and 10% over here are from GI and TA, which are really combined, right? So 22% questions are from GI and TA. Then you have 22% of questions from TPA. And then the smallest group over here, and let me not put it here, smallest group over here, smallest representation is MSR, which is 15%, about 14 to 15%. So that's the distribution of questions. Again, medium hard. Remember that I'm only talking about medium and hard difficulty level. Okay, so that's the distribution over here. Okay. Now, next I'm going to talk to you about how is it that you can utilize these questions. And it's very important to really have a very judicious way of judiciously utilize these questions. Why? Because these are really a gold mine of information, and you should not really use these questions in a callous manner. So you need to have in your head the intent behind each quiz, so that whenever you are formulating a quiz, you know the intent behind it and you're utilizing the content in the right way. Now, one of the intents could be, let's say you have gone through the CR course, you have learned how to solve CR questions and the individual question types, and you really want to do that skill assessment, which we typically do using cementing quizzes on our platform. But let's say you want to do that cementing quizzes on the official, utilizing official platform, then you can actually create a medium difficulty level CR quiz. Okay, so you can create a 10 question quiz over here with only medium difficulty level questions from CR, and that way you can do cementing. Okay, likewise you can do and this way you can see what's your accuracy in solving medium difficulty level questions. Likewise, you could do a hard CR cementing quiz, again with 10 questions. You can take it up to 15 questions, although that's going to be an overkill. Okay, so you can do that, right? Likewise, so you can do that for problem solving questions. Again, in problem solving, you're going to see all kinds of problem solving questions. So I would recommend that if you are doing a problem solving quiz, you should have prepared for the entire quant before you go ahead and create a medium or a hard difficulty level quiz in problem solving, right? Now, the second way, so this is the first utilization of the official platform, in that you are taking one difficulty level and one section, and then you are creating those quizzes. Okay, the second way in which you can utilize this is by doing actually trying out variety of questions. That is also a very important thing. Let's say variety of questions. Now, especially for DI, okay, because DI is a relatively is a new section here. So again, what you could do is, once you are done preparing for let's say GI, okay, preparing for GI, so you are done going through your course for GI, what you could do is you could come and create a medium and hard combination quiz in GITA, for example. Okay, let's say you're done with GITA because these two are taught together, right? So you could do that. Okay, or you could really, so once you're done with your TPA course and you really want to try out the variety of questions that are there too, so that you can do that skill assessment, that you've learned something, to basically test whether you've learned something the right way and you're able to solve official questions. You can then take a medium and hard 10 question TPA quiz as well. So 10 question, right? So that's another utilization, and again this will give you that flavor of the variety. Okay, now point number 3, the third utilization over here is really doing test readiness. Now what do I mean by that? Let's say you are done with all of quant, verbal and DI. You're done going through the course is done, and you're done with cementing as well, right? So in this case, now what you can do is you can create a quant only, which would mean a PS only section, PS only quiz, and you could do medium and hard, and maybe over here this time around you could select 20 questions instead of 10 questions, right? Because now you really want to build your capacity, build your stamina to solve these questions at a stretch. Okay, or you could take a DI only quiz, okay, in which you have GI, TA, DS and TPA, all of these questions. And notice I am not adding MSR here, and I'll talk about that later. Do not add MSR here. Okay, now here let's say you could take another 20 question quiz, and this would be a little bit of an overkill, but we have to really compensate for the lack of MSR over here. And here you could and do a medium and hard. Okay, so the configuration that I would recommend, so medium hard, and it's GI, TA, DS, TPA. So I would suggest 3 questions here, 3 here, 2 here, and 2 here, and we have 6 plus 4. Yeah, so we have so this is a 20 question configuration for a test readiness DI quiz, and you can do this quiz across any of the 3 sources that you have. Okay, right, so this is now for right, so this is a test readiness quiz example that I've given you. Now let me also give you a demo of how is it that you can do this. So here I have the distribution of questions, and I'm going to share this with you as well. So I'm going to remove MSR, and I'm talking about just the official guide. So what you see over here is, in all you have how many questions here? Why do I not see that here? I needed to get it out of the full screen mode. So in medium we have a total of 93 questions, and in hard we have a total of 70 questions. All right, so you can actually create a 70 quiz, 7 test readiness quizzes if you were to use them judiciously, although for some yeah, so you should be able to do that. Okay, although there will be some constraints over here as well because of the number of questions that we have requested. So that becomes a nice little constraint problem for you over there, but you have this data with you, so you can actually select DS questions. So you can select this configuration over here, and you can formulate your questions accordingly. So let me show you how you do that. So let's say this is your online question bank. This is the official guide. That's what we were looking at. So here 3 questions over here. So data sufficiency, 3 questions hard, 3 questions medium. Then you come over here, MSR, we are not selecting anything. Table analysis, we said 2 questions medium, 2 questions hard. Then here graphic interpretation, online exclusive, obviously 3 over here and 3 over here. Then 2-part analysis as well, 2 over here and 3 over here, and what you see are a total should be the 21 questions. So there's 1 additional question somewhere. So yeah, so you can get rid of that, right? Oh yeah, this should be 3 here, 3 or 2 here. Yeah, so you have a total of 20 questions. So this is how you essentially create your quiz, and then you will need to take it in the exam mode, and obviously do it timed or untimed depending upon where you are at in terms of your DI prep. Okay, so coming back to our whiteboard. So we have learned how is it that we can utilize the official content. I'm going to share this Excel sheet with you. I really want you to make sure that you are very, very judicious in terms of creating these quizzes, again, understand the intent behind each quiz. Is the intent to do skill assessment after you have built certain skill set, or is the intent to try out the variety of questions that exist? And again, why am I saying variety of questions different from the skill assessment? Because when you're solving, let's say you have built your skill level to be able to answer hard questions, right? But you are trying out a medium quiz as well, right? So you really want, the intent over there is to just get yourself acquainted with the wide variety of questions that is available to you in the official practice platform. And the third utilization is really your test readiness. And again, you need to be very, very careful about how you are creating these test readiness quizzes. Again, do not include easy questions in that, because that's not going to really serve the intent behind it. Okay. Now, there are certain things that you will not be able to do in the platform that exists today, and that is that you cannot really take RC, and I mean, you can take it, but it's not going to have the same kind of experience. The RC and MSR questions, do not try those out over here. Why? Because you do not get all the questions from the same passage from a data set together. Okay. So you're not served all the questions from a data set together, and because of this behavior of the tech platform here, it really defeats the purpose, defeats the entire quiz taking environment. So do not take RC and MSR in order to practice that. You will need to do certain other employ certain other means, because again, that content exists, it's just the platform is not conducive to that. Okay, so long story short, you have ample amount of questions available to you in the official platform. Again, use them judiciously. Do not use them till the time you really haven't. Don't use official questions to learn content. Don't use official questions to learn the processes. So make sure that you are using official content only after you have built the skills. You have built your skills. Okay, so very, very important. Okay, secondly, you have a lot of content available. Make sure, again, rely on the medium and hard questions, and this is the distribution over here. And I'm going to share this Excel sheet with you as well, so that you get the sense of which platform has what kinds of questions. So let me just show you that. Right, so over here, and then there are still some filters on. Filter clear. Yeah, so you see all the this is the official practice platform, and what's the number of easy, medium, hard questions, and then this is official guide over here, and then there's this online inclusive, and obviously what you see is that the official guide doesn't have any questions. The hard copy of that won't have any questions in the MSR, TPA, GI, and TA, because again, those would be included in the online inclusive version only. And then they have added a few questions from the other sections as well in the online inclusive version, and then you have the official guide review. So these are all the questions that you have in the course over here. Let's hide that. Yeah, okay, in the official guide. So utilize all this judiciously, and let us know if you need any help. Again, understand the intent behind each quiz, and again, do not use it for MSR and RC. All right, till then, happy learning.